Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Aldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we're loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping with news and straws dropping. They're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Pay that man his money.
I like that.
Love that drop.
It's just a great movie, period. But
It's a classic line. It's a great movie,
yes, it is.
and it leads into a sports topic that we can talk about.
It does. Well, with that being said, welcome to episode 148 of Sports on Tap Detroit. I am Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I love doing these Friday shows, so I am much better than if we were to come in on a Tuesday. But with that said, still love the Tuesday too. As long as we're doing the show, I'm happy. But
yeah,
I do enjoy the Friday show.
The Friday shows are more, maybe laid back is the word.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of like it's the weekend. You know, no, we ain't got shit going on the following day.
The Tuesday show we come in, we're fully prepared to get it done and get out because
Yes.
we have to get up the next morning. Like we've worked all day that day. Not like we haven't worked all day today, but
Right.
you know,
But we don't have to do shit tomorrow.
We don't have to do shit tomorrow.
Right.
Fridays tend to be less work days than, say, a Monday or a Tuesday. You do a little bit less on a Friday, maybe. You have a
Right.
little bit more of a laid-back attitude. And it's just more relaxed. It's more enjoyable.
It is. I would agree with that, except for, for obviously during the football season when, on the Tuesdays, we can recap everything.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Now
And
that is a good thing.
Those shows tend to go a little bit longer because there's a lot of shit to get to. So
And it's fresh, right?
And it's fresh.
We're coming
It's like
back
it just
right after
happened.
Monday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
The weekend, football on Sunday, and Monday night just happened. We can talk about it on Tuesday and then start looking forward to the next week. Those, yes, those are more important. During the summer, though, during these months,
it's like, all right.
these weeks where there's not
This
a
is
lot,
why we
we're
take a week off between shows.
Absolutely.
Because-
we need to build up some things to talk
That's
about.
right,
We
right.
do it on a Friday because it's more relaxed and we
Yes.
enjoy it more. Yeah. So I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just ready for the weekend and going golfing tomorrow, and then
Nice.
on my buddy's boat. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a good day.
Nice.
It's always a good day when I can get out on the links. Hopefully you can get out on the links at some point here soon, which would be nice.
Yeah. I went last week.
Oh, yeah?
With my buddy Billy again.
Okay.
And then we're actually going to head to Top Golf Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to go out and swing the clubs a little bit. and
Okay.
I'm trying to find my swing again.
Okay.
Which is my biggest issue right now with golfing. I got back out there with Billy for his birthday, and we've
Yeah.
gone a couple times since then. I do enjoy it again, right? And I just haven't done it in a long time. I've golfed,
Yeah.
twice, 2 or 3 times in the last 12, 15 years.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, okay.
and all those times came in the last 2 months.
Right.
So, and since I used to golf more regularly, I have been in car accidents. I've had injuries. I've had reconstructive surgery on limbs, and my swing is god awful.
Swing
So
is it's not good.
it's not pretty. It's ugly.
Right.
It's ugly. Now we adjusted some things out on the course last week that has me hitting the ball a little bit better.
Yeah.
The swing itself is still ugly. Like I recorded that, and that's still very ugly.
Does it haunt your dreams?
It doesn't, but it so you know this, as a person who is athletic, who has enjoyed playing sports over the years, it does bother me a little bit.
It's irritating, isn't it?
It has gotten to where it's at.
Yeah.
I haven't played, and now I have to try to fix it.
Uh-huh.
And it's like not just
And
like,
you want it to be instant.
I would, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not just, like patchwork where you're patching up the wall and then you're gonna paint over it. Like this is full, like take the wall down, reconstruct it, new tape, new mudding, everything.
This is like Tiger's rebuild.
Yes, it's rebuild.
Tiger's rebuild.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't take as long.
Trust the process.
Yeah, but I did adjust something on the course last week, and we're gonna hit Top Golf, and the thought is we're gonna be at a setting where I can literally just swing away and try to see where my faults are at. And one of the biggest things that my fault is, and you, as a golf person, you know this, so I'm throw it past you. And I was talking to my boss the other day about it. We went out and had a couple drinks. We were talking about my golf swing, and my biggest thing now is for some reason, man, I either shortchange my backswing, or stop halfway through my follow through.
Oh, good Lord!
I'm like a check swinger almost, and I don't know. I'm in my head. I
got the yips.
I do. I can't get out of the going. The backswing is kind of hurts a little bit, so I have to get a way to do that without it bothering me.
You got to go to the John Rahm backswing. That's you look at his backswing.
Okay,
it's like 3/4. He doesn't go all the way because he can't. He literally can't.
Okay. See, and that's my issue.
He goes back, and it's so quick.
Yeah.
But it works for him.
And I have to, I don't follow through all the time like I should. And so that I'm just going to get out there and kind of just swing away and feel free to just hit the clubs and see where I'm at with those and kind of try to fix what's broken, which isn't going to work in just one time going out there. But
I'm going to throw a plug toward one of our sponsors, Mike Bush. He's involved with First Cut Golf Company. It's a golf simulator place. It's tied to Sidecar, which we've talked about in Sterling Heights. And yeah. I'd like to get out just to do that. At least with that, it's cool to go to Top Golf, but literally all you're doing is just swinging the club. You're not really trying to aim for anything, really. I mean, I know there's targets and shit, but
see, like right now, that's what I really feel I need.
Yeah.
Now, going on the course, you got to aim. You got to adjust your swing right. For me right now, and this is just for me what I need right now because I'm getting back into it. Yeah. I literally just need to be able to get out there and swing away and see where I'm at with my swing and my clubs. But those ones you're talking about, those are cool. I feel like it would be cool to go in and play a round of golf on a simulator.
Because at least with that, you know where you're hitting the ball.
Right.
It's like, okay, like this one went dead left. This one went dead right. This one, smoked. I piped it. Great. Right. And you know what you did.
Right.
I mean, like I said, like the Top Golf and just golf ranges in general, it's cool. Like you want to get your mechanics down to get it.
Yeah.
But you can't really tell like what you're doing,
Yeah.
And that's why I would like to do the golf simulators and whatnot. So I know coming up during the fall and winter, we're probably thinking about doing like a golf league there. Just why not?
Nice. Yeah.
So
I've heard of those. Eric says let's plan it.
Yeah.
With 3 exclamation points, by the way. So it was he's emphatic. Let's plan it.
Steve, don't worry. I'll get you a good picture when I'm on the boat. Don't you worry about that, buddy. I know Allison will take a good picture. She generally does. So.
Yeah, you guys got to take more selfies, man. You don't do enough selfies. I'll be honest with you. It's not your selfie game is not where it should be.
It's not where it should be.
No. You got to do more selfies, especially more boat selfies, because that's just like prototypical Michigander this time of year.
I mean, yes.
It's like I'm on a boat selfie. Sun and fun boat selfie. You know what I mean? Like you got to do the typical.
Should I do one in front of like the million Trump flags that are out on this fucking boat?
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Sun and fun politics boat selfie. You know what I mean? Like
or
you
like
gotta...
the FJB flags. It's like, dude, it's like you guys are fucking losers. Like I'm sorry, you're a fucking loser.
You have to. I believe I need to. You guys have to up yourself.
We'll work on that.
Yeah,
it's something that will work.
I'll hook Ray up with you guys.
Oh, all right. I'm sure she's on top of her selfie.
She's great at the selfie game.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense.
Well, she's a kid of this generation. So,
yeah,
I mean, her selfie game is
she's all
impeccable.
About it. Yeah,
and she's all about the posing too. Honestly.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to do that.
You have to pose.
You got to pose.
Even in a selfie where you're only here to hear, the pose has to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, you don't pose.
If the rest of your body's not feeling comfortable, this shows it. You know what I mean? Like
right,
that's what you learn from the kids these days. The whole body has to feel it. Doesn't matter what's on camera.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we'll get to that later. This is some boomer shit right here, so we're gonna get to that later. But anyways, you said you had a topic about baseball that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah. So again, back to the
Pay that man his
And
money.
it is, before you start, this is must-see TV with Scooble on the mound tonight.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Good. I had no
Pay
idea.
that
This is
man his money.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking
Yes.
about. And Chris, you and I have heard it quite a bit around recently in this area about the Tigers. To trade or not to trade? That is the question.
I get both sides of it. I do.
I do to a certain extent, but my thought on this is
I don't trust the guy making the decision.
that, and at a certain point, you have to stop saying we need pieces to build around when you literally have one of the best pieces to build around that you're talking about trading because you don't have pieces to build around.
Yeah.
A lefty ace does not come around every day.
Who's probably going to start the All-Star game.
And who can win a Cy Young.
Yep.
Like that doesn't happen all the time. He was not a first round draft pick. He was not a highly like this guy can't miss, right? Like Casey Mize. It was not one of those situations. He has, I can't say you have, because I don't feel Detroit has ever developed pitchers great. That's been one of their better things, I guess, they've developed over the years. But you have this guy, pay that man his money, and build around him. Build your team around an ace pitcher. First of all, I don't trust the fact you're going to get a good return for him because you're going to fail in that aspect. Secondly, you keep saying you need the foundation pieces to build around. Well, I feel like recently we've seen Colt Keith can be that foundational piece. I feel like Riley Green can be that foundational piece. I feel like Tarek Skubal can be that foundational piece. Mm-hmm. You have some foundational pieces. You have some minor leaguers who you project to be major leaguers next year into the year after that.
Oh, like Torkelson?
Not that one. But to me, if you keep kicking the can down the road to say we need pieces, you're never going to have the pieces. You're just going to keep kicking the can.
But that's what he
Pay
wants
that
to
man
do.
his money.
That's what he wants to do because he doesn't want to pay money.
And
he's just going to keep kicking it down the road. He's like,
and that,
we're not ready. We're in a rebuild.
Awful.
Oh, we're not ready. We're in rebuild. Oh, we're not ready. We're in rebuild. That's exactly what he wants to do.
It's awful.
It is awful. I agree with you 1,000,000% on this. It's a fucking joke.
With my philosophy, if I'm running this team, you pay the man his money, and you build around him and the other quote-unquote foundational pieces that have developed.
Right? Now, if you do decide to float it out there that he is available, the conversations with these other teams starts and ends with, we want your best prospect, period. We don't get your best prospect? Bye. Hang up.
To me, it has to be a player who's somewhat solidified.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's like this guy is, and to me, it's got to be a hitter too. Like you need a bat. Like, to me, it's got to be enough. If you trade him, it's got to be another foundational piece that is a position player that hits.
I agree 1,000,000%.
And you have to get that. If it doesn't start with that, if it's three prospects,
then I hang up the phone.
Three prospects that are ranked 3, 5, and 10 in your club, no.
I immediately hang up the phone.
No.
Like say, because the Yankees are probably going to come calling.
Probably.
And the conversation starts and ends with, if you don't give me Jason Dominguez, no, done. Bye. Thanks for playing.
And there's nothing wrong with listening to offers.
And
right?
he's under team control right now, so he's not making a shitload of money.
There's nothing wrong with listening to offers.
No, there's not.
But the offer has to be it has to be the godfather of all, right? You know what I mean? I've got an offer.
Yeah, make him the offer you can't refuse. Absolutely.
Yeah. It has to be that, in my opinion.
No, that's what it has to be.
Yeah.
Because if you make this deal and you don't get either their best prospect or legitimate major league, you know what? Fuck that. 2 legitimate baseball major leaguers.
Right.
This fan base is going to go apeshit. And they're already going apeshit. They're already pissed off.
Right.
You're going to destroy any remaining goodwill, which you don't really have any of it to begin with. You're going to destroy anything you have left with this fan base.
Yeah. Yep.
So do the right thing. Like you said, do the right thing. Pay that man his money. And there you go. You have You have at least 3 foundational pieces in place and go from there. But the thing is, this all seems like a pipe dream because of who owns this fucking team.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah,
he's
no.
not going to spend that money. He doesn't want to spend that money because he doesn't have to spend that money. And that's the problem.
And I wonder how long it's going to be before he feels the hit. You know what I mean? Like, or will that even happen these days
It's
with
not gonna
TV
happen.
deals and everything
And
like
that's the
that?
thing,
So basically,
oh my God, I've been saying this for fucking
yeah.
years.
So basically, fans could there could be 0 fans at every single game, and
It doesn't
and
matter.
they still wouldn't feel the hit.
Like people like always say, "Oh, just stop going to games." Like they had the Million Man March or the Ford Field, what you guys did for the Lions.
Yeah. The Millen Man.
The Million Man March, whatever. And I kept telling people, I'm like, it doesn't matter. TV pays for all this shit, except in the NHL. The NHL is really the only gate revenue-driven sport out of the 4 of them. It just is.
I think back then it mattered more than it does now. Maybe still not a ton. I think back when the Millen Man March happened, I think you still could have felt the hit. I think these days, no matter what sport it is, really, honestly, unless it's women's basketball,
Hockey will take the hit because that is, like I said, that is a gate-driven sport.
But like, for me, I look at it as the only thing that does, if you had fans completely boycotting games and you didn't have people in the stands, the only thing that does is it would then put outside pressure on the ownership and management to make a change because they would be pressured from outside. There would be pressure from the league. There would be pressure from, you know what I mean? Like, it would be that part. It wouldn't be the pressure of not making money because they're still going to make money.
See,
it would be the visual pressure.
Like nobody in the stands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be the visual pressure of you know, like, you got to change this. This is hit a new all-time low. It wouldn't be hitting their pocketbook. It'd be it would turn into peer pressure almost of where the league goes, listen, you got to fix this. This looks bad for us.
This is where I feel, and this, especially in baseball, this will never happen because of just how strong unions are in baseball and whatnot. It's like you have to at least spend to a floor, you know?
Right.
You have to be competitive. Like, I'm sorry, you have to be competitive.
Right.
You can't have teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates who haven't been competitive in forever.
Right.
And other franchises like that. It's just, and again, and like the Oakland A's who are just the dumpster fire of a franchise.
The thing that kills that are the franchises like the Marlins and Tampa Bay because they don't spend, but yet they still find winners and can win.
But my point
and then they go back to not spending.
But they're competitive.
Right.
That's my point.
Right.
If you got teams that just aren't competitive at all for, let's say, 5, 6, 10 years, whatever, that's a problem. You should lose your piece of the pie of the TV money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you're not going to be competitive, then why the fuck are we giving you money?
Right. Well, it's what have you done for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that TV money comes from people watching games. Are people watching your games? Or are people watching the Yankees games and the Red Sox games and the Dodgers games? Well, so they're the main reason why the TV money's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
You're just collecting the benefit of it.
People couldn't care less about your franchise.
Right.
Even your own fans don't even like your fucking franchise. So until something like that happens, and again, I don't think it ever will.
Right.
This is what it's going to be. And I'm sorry, any owner that cries poor, and I've said this numerous times on this show, they're lying to you. They're flat out lying to you. That's not a thing. You're a professional sports team owner. How you can't tell me you don't have any money. Especially
Take a big step back
Yes.
and literally fuck your own face.
Exactly. Like, especially with all the TV money coming in, there's no way you don't have any money. So any owner that says that, lying.
Right.
But anyways. So
No, I'm with you there.
But I'm glad we kind of got to that point with this because a topic I heard on the radio a couple days ago, and I was like, yeah, you know what, let's have our takes on this, and it goes to who are the most, or what is, or what are, or who is the most irrelevant franchises in sports. And I'm talking about just the 4 majors here because if you go like to European soccer or whatever, I mean, you can find a million clubs that are just flat out irrelevant. But I'm talking about the main 4 here. And in thinking about this, I've come up with a few. Like, as, and I'll start with Lady Friend's favorite team, the Minnesota Wild. That team is fucking irrelevant, man. They're fucking irrelevant. The only thing they're known for is hideous jerseys. Like, that logo sucks. It does. It's terrible. But, like, that's one for me as an irrelevant franchise is the Minnesota Wild.
Carolina Panthers.
Yes. Yes. Besides twice. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl twice.
But even then, I think
yeah, like, who cares?
They were even kind of still irrelevant then.
Like the Charlotte Hornets. And it sucks that they're both in the same fucking city, but
I forgot they were even still around.
See, exactly.
Forgot they were even still a team.
Like the New Orleans Pelicans. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like, how often do you hear? And sorry, Mason, if you're listening to this, because I know you're a huge Pelicans fan, but your franchise is irrelevant. It just is.
Well, I mean, so if we're doing baseball, I think
I'm just doing just franchise.
Well, no. So if I'm moving to baseball, so I think NFL is a different breed.
It is,
where I think every team matters, but other than
except
the Carolina
Panthers. Yeah.
Even the Redskins, even the Texans now. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they still are relevant.
The Titans, maybe.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about the Titans, like, that's what I think. I'm like,
yeah, but they have one of the most iconic plays in playoff history in the Music City Miracle.
I get it.
But yeah, I don't know. If I'm going to move over to baseball, I'm going to go with the Rockies.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yes.
They are irrelevant to their own players, I think. Yep. I don't even think they even give a shit about their team.
No.
So
I didn't know they still had a team.
That's right.
They got uniforms and everything. It's really great.
Yeah, they have uniforms and everything. It's fantastic. And then a team you mentioned earlier was the Athletics, the A's. Other than Moneyball, what do you associate with the Athletics other than the fact they had
that movie is such a fucking sham.
They had some really good. I do like that movie though.
It's such a sham.
So it is. But so is the movie Draft Day, and I fucking love that one too. I mean, that movie's one of the biggest shams there is.
Draft Day might be one of the worst sports movies ever made.
But it's so great too.
Yeah.
It's like Roadhouse, the original Roadhouse.
Yes, it's a terrible movie.
It's a terrible movie,
but
it's great.
Right? Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a terrible movie.
It's a terribly good movie.
Right. That's Draft Day for me. And Moneyball kind of sucks me in every time too. I watch it. I enjoy it. It is a farce.
Like, I watched it till I realized, like, oh yeah, you had one of the best starting rotations in baseball, if not the best starting rotation in baseball. Weird. And you actually had guys that could hit. Weird. But it was just guys walking all the time.
Right.
That magically got on base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
But like the A's, if you other than that, if you look at them, they're most known for having the younger versions of players that went on other places to play really well and be great baseball players.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Because they're a feeder system. They're basically a feeder team.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Yeah.
And other than that, they're irrelevant.
It's kind of like the Marlins. It's kind of like a feeder team.
Yeah.
I'll say, like,
and I think the Marlins are even more relevant than the A's, and they've been around longer. But I would say they're even more relevant than that.
I know they went to the World Series last year, but the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, is there like a true like Arizona Diamondbacks fan? Like, seriously?
I don't think so, honestly.
I mean, I really can't think of one, honestly. Like, let's see, another one that I said this like a month and a half ago. The Detroit Pistons.
It's sad, but they've become irrelevant.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most irrelevant franchises in sports.
As of this second,
North American sports.
In history, no. As of right now, absolutely yes. Yep. Absolutely yes.
The Ottawa Senators. Like, yeah, in Canada, they're like, the Senators are like the redhead stepchild in Canada. Like, nobody cares about them. Nobody, except Senators fans.
Well, and I know people care about this hockey team because of the name. I always roll my eyes at it, and I just don't understand the draw about it. But the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
They're one of the most irrelevant fucking franchises to me in the NHL. I just have never been drawn to them. I didn't give a shit about them. They've had some iconic players play for them, but like as a franchise, I've always looked at them as like,
Yeah.
Like you're
You're
just
there.
you're just there.
You're there, yeah.
Like you're there to be a hockey team.
Yeah.
In the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
That's it. Like you don't matter. People don't give a shit about you.
You're there.
Other than they fight over whether you should still be called the Mighty Ducks or not, and whether you should go back to the original uniforms or not.
Well,
Like
they went
that's
back to
all
the original
people
logo,
fucking
which is dope.
care. That's all they care about.
But they did go back to the original logo,
They
which
did.
is dope. Their jerseys now are actually pretty sweet. But
But
yes,
like
I
if you
agree
think
with
about them, like they're
I'm
irrelevant.
like, yeah, I don't really fucking care about you.
That's
It's like Don Draper. I don't think about you at
I
all.
don't think about you at all.
You know, like that's kind of what it boils down to. It's like, okay, like the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Okay, like when you had Shaq and Penny. Okay,
Yeah, okay, but even they couldn't wait to get out of there.
yeah, they left immediately.
Shaq took the first bus out of town.
Hell yeah, he did. But that's another phrase.
Like,
That's
that's-
like, okay, the Orlando Magic, great. Like the Utah Jazz.
Well,
Okay,
iconic players that play for them, but yeah, kind
Right.
of just don't really matter.
like Utah.
But to me, the entire NBA doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you on
It's
that,
all
yes.
irrelevant to me. I hate to say
like
it, but
Utah Hockey Club. Fucking so fucking stupid. Just pick a name, you idiot.
the Utah Hockey Club.
So dumb. Just pick a name. Yeah, that's.
Is that your boomer take of the?
No, it could be, but it's not.
That's not your boomer take.
No, it isn't. But another one, like the San Diego Padres. Like, I don't ever really think about them unless I see them on TV or see Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis doing something stupid. Like that's, I don't know. That's kind of teams that I find rather irrelevant.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You know who's not irrelevant?
Jason Stillner from Flagstar Bank.
That's right. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
It's not his fault he can't read.
Oh, on the contrary. Oh, so anyways. Oh, Frank, he's like, I got here just in time for Angry Chris.
That's
Not yet. Just wait till later, Frank.
You could have tuned in at any point during the show and said that. Like, there's gonna be multiple points where you could tune in and go. I tuned in just in time for Angry Chris.
That is very true. So, kind of starting back to baseball, how we kind of started off the show. A few days ago, Paul Skeens, this dude's until he blows his arm out, the dude's a stud. Like, he looks kind of like when Verlander came in, just gas.
Yeah.
Like, dude could just, he brings it every time he pitches. So he's cruising along in the game. He's got a no-hitter going through 6, I believe.
No, it was through 7.
Was it through 7?
He was through 7.
Through 7, okay. He's at 99 pitches. Okay. And his manager yanked him. And I'm just kind of like, what are we doing here with this shit? And you could tell after the game, like, he was pissed about it. He's like, no, I could. And his manager's like, oh, he looked tired and he didn't have his stuff. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, whether that may be or not, you got to give him the opportunity to go for that no hitter. Like, but we got to protect arms. You know what? Just put him in bubble wrap then, if that's what we're doing here. Like, come on. Like, so you'd rather him. He could get hurt in training. He could get hurt in a spring training game. He could get hurt taking a shower. He could get hurt anytime. He could get hurt. Like, it doesn't matter. He's paid to throw the fucking baseball. You fast-tracked him to the major leagues. You're not going to use him because he's at 99 pitches? And where the fuck do we come up with 100 pitches is the limit for these young pitchers?
That's what I want to know.
Where the fuck is what nerd came up with this?
That's what I want to know. Is it analytics?
It's absolutely analytics.
That says that it's 100 pitches where they start to hurt themselves, because I think there's better ways to look at it than just, we have to look at when you hit 100 pitches before and after. And I mean, again, we're taking maybe fast forwarding to the rest of the show, maybe it's my boomer take, but I think the numbers, the analytics have taken some of the thought process and the people aspect of the game out of it most of the time because you have to take in the feel of the game, how your pitcher is doing. Is he gassed? Is he still as if he's pitching in inning 2? There's a lot. How is his arm feeling? There's a lot of things that come into play there. At 100 pitches, one pitcher, depending on how he got there and how stressed of the innings were, right, he might feel more gassed than another guy who made it through the innings pretty easily and is fine to pitch. And one's arm might be bothering him a little bit. The other one has maybe not.
Now, mind you, in that game, when I think it was that 7th inning, I think he threw like 6 pitches, or the 6th inning, threw 6 pitches. 6! So it tells you none of them were stressful.
No, it was actually, towards the end there, it was actually uneventful.
Right.
And very not
But
not
you,
stressed.
because some fucking computer told you, oh, he's at these many pitches, we've got to take him out.
Yep.
Like, at this point, why do you even hire a manager? Just literally, just put a computer in the dugout, on the bench in the dugout, and just let that run the whole show at this point. Like, it's analytics is just, they've totally, I don't want to say they've ruined the game, but I think it's become far too much of a part of the game. Because these managers are so deathly afraid that they're going to get bounced because some owner is pissed because, oh, you left him in too long, blah, 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 now he's hurt. It's like, well, he's here to pitch, man. That's what he's here to do. He could get hurt any which way. Would you rather him get hurt actually on the field of play in a game, or like doing training or some shit? And it's gotten to the point where it's beyond absurd with this. Like, people want to see him pitch. That's what they come to especially your franchise, the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know when that stadium is packed? When he's fucking pitching. So, I don't know. It's just gotten to the point where it's so absurd to me that we've basically let khakis and fucking computers just dictate how these guys play the game. And I don't know. It's absurd to me. It really is. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's at a certain point you have to deal with the human aspect of it, which is not a thing anymore.
Frank, 7. Yeah. Frank, that's about right. Yes, 7. So another topic that I came across, and I was thinking about this after I heard it. It took me a minute. I still don't know if I've actually come up with the answer for this, but
Okay.
I'm going to ask the question anyway.
I love questions.
It's like a fantasy world. You do whatever you want. Like, obviously you don't have a child or anything like that. You just do whatever you want. What sporting event would you just say fuck it and just blow the bank on? And say, I'm going, I'm doing this. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going.
Do you have an answer?
I do have an answer.
I've thought about it,
Yeah.
and it's a tough one, man, because, well, I'll get into mine. If you want to go ahead, if you have one.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we talked about it just briefly before the show. It's weird, man. If you'd have asked me this 20 years ago.
And the whole reason why this got brought up is I saw how much tickets were going for the Wimbledon final this Sunday.
Okay.
The shittiest seat is going for like 10 G's.
So, that's insane.
That's exactly right.
So, if you'd have asked me this 20 years ago, probably would have had several answers for you and several things like, okay, this will be number one, this will be number
Right,
two.
things change, yeah. But I'm
Now-
talking like, say this
No,
is...
yeah, but I mean, even now, like, I think my care, my amount of care for sports has changed over the years, right? I love sports. I enjoy them. But it was more of an addiction when I was younger, as opposed to now.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
just enjoy it.
Yep.
And it's not as serious to me
No.
as it used to be, right?
No, I'm with you 100% on that.
Probably healthier, my watching of sports nowadays than it was 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yep.
So I have a hard time coming up with the answer right now because I enjoy watching sports at my home so much on my TVs at home and having my bathroom there, being able to eat whatever I want. And you know what I mean? Like I'm comfortable.
Yes.
I don't want to pay all that money to go be uncomfortable or whatever. But
Right.
I have a few that I'm thinking about that I would have to debate on, but I want you to go ahead and give yours, and I'll get back into mine. That just for me is the reasons why it makes this difficult for me right now.
Yeah.
Probably would have been easier 20 years ago.
There's a few. Now that I think about it, there's a couple that I've kind of came across. One would be if the USA was ever in a World Cup final.
Good one.
I would do that. 100%. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think that'd be amazing to do.
That's a good one.
2, obviously, Game 7, Leafs, whomever.
Stanley Cup, yeah.
I don't care how much it costs. I'm in that building. I don't care where it is. I'm in that building.
Any Game 7 in a playoff or Stanley Cup?
Stanley Cup.
Okay.
I'm in that building. Again, I don't care where it is.
Gotcha.
I'm flying there. I'm in that building.
Gotcha.
Watching that game. And then Michigan-Ohio State national championship game.
Ooh.
I'm in that building. I don't care where it is. I'm there.
Okay, I think I just got mine.
Okay.
Didn't really think about that, but that's a great one
Yeah.
because that can actually happen now.
Yes.
That's a great one. Okay, so it makes it difficult as well for the simple fact that I know you've been to some very big sporting events. I've been to them as well. We've been to some of them together, right?
Yes, we
National
have.
championship game in New Orleans.
That was dope.
The what was it? The walk-off, Game 4 walk-off, ALCS.
2006 ALCS, yes.
2006 ALCS.
Yep.
Walk-off home run, Maglio.
Yep.
That was
It's pretty fucking
like
cool.
that was fucking awesome.
Yes, it
You know
was.
what I mean? So I think I do love baseball enough still that if there was, I would say a Game 7 Tigers World Series game, I would do pretty much whatever it took to be there.
That'd be cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would enjoy the shit out of that.
I like that.
Michigan Ohio State national championship game, now that that's actually a possibility.
Yes.
100%.
That would be awesome.
100%.
Like, can you imagine, especially if it was at the Rose Bowl?
Oh God.
Dude. That would be amazing.
I take my money.
Yeah, exactly. Take my money.
Take it.
Take
it.
A second mortgage on the house?
Oh, right, yeah.
Sure.
I'd be on the phone with my mortgage
Yeah.
broker right away. Like, listen, man, something happened. So either that or I would be dipping into my 401k.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this a necessity loan? Oh yeah.
Need it.
Oh yeah,
Need
absolutely.
it.
Listen,
Need it.
this is a hardship loan.
Need it.
I am in hardship of money to go to this national
And just
championship
deal with
game.
it later. But yes, that would be.
No, that would be fantastic.
That would be outstanding. If that actually happened.
So I think there's this then branches off. I think those are the couple. I think I would Game 7 of a Stanley Cup final with the Wings in it again would be there for me. I think if that happened, I'd be like, all right, man, I gotta make it to this game. I gotta go. Then I also think there are situations where I would want to go, but like it's not like a necessity. Like I'm not gonna like it. It'd be really desirable for me to go.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list of things to do. But yet it's not really necessarily where I'm just gonna spend a ton of money to do it.
Right.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list, but I'm not gonna blow the whole bank on it. Which is I want to go to the Kentucky Derby one day.
Yeah.
Like that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I want to go.
No, I want to do that as well. Yeah. We actually talked about doing this not too long ago.
Yeah. I want to do that.
Yep.
There's I want to go to another WrestleMania. Travel to go to another
Oh, yeah,
WrestleMania.
for sure.
I want to not just wait until it comes to town again. I want to
go see it somewhere else.
destination WrestleMania and go see that.
Okay.
That for me is at the top of my bucket list. So things like that, where I'm not necessarily going to blow the bank on it, but they're definitely on my bucket list, and sooner or later I'm going to attempt to make it happen so I can do it.
Right. Another one kind of in that same realm would be if Tiger's in the lead on Sunday or going into Sunday at Augusta. Yeah, I'd park down some serious money to go see that.
Okay.
I think it'd just be fucking cool. You know. Yeah, no, you don't like watching golf. I get it.
I don't like Tiger Woods. Like
That's fair.
I've never been a huge Tiger fan.
Right.
You know that. We've talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, just stuff like that. I think, like you said, the Derby I think would be cool. I know me and Lady Friend were talking about next year when the Ryder Cup is here. I would love to go see a Ryder Cup in person.
That would be fun.
I think it'd be so much fun.
That would be fun. I've actually wanted to go to a big golf event.
Yeah. Well, it ain't much bigger than the Ryder Cup.
Right. I don't enjoy watching it on TV like I do other sports.
Yeah.
But I would love to go watch an event in person.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun as hell. I would enjoy that.
Even the Ryder Cup on TV is awesome to watch. Because you hear the crowd is like a fucking, like you're at a football game.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Especially over in Europe.
Yeah. That would be fun. That would be cool.
I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. We might actually make that happen next year. We're in discussions about it.
Nice.
Because it's in upstate New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
all right,
might make that happen. So, but yeah, those are some of the ones off the top of my head that I kind of thought about.
Frank says Wings Cup final.
Yep.
And Lions Super Bowl.
I have zero desire to go to a Super Bowl.
So, and you and I talked about this before the show started, and of course Frank, diehard Lions fan. I feel like, for me, even though I'm NFL football is like my biggest draw, right?
Yep.
It's my cocaine. You know what I mean? Like it's that shoot me up in the veins with this. I need it every August. I need to take that hit for 4, 5, 6 months, and then I'm good. But I don't really have a desire to go to a Super Bowl.
Neither do I. None. Even if my team's in it, don't care.
I'm kind of with you there. Now, if the Browns were in it, I'd have a little trouble. But listen, I was a big fan of New England. And I didn't really have a draw to go see them play in the Super Bowl. I much rather watch it from home. I would be tempted a little bit more if the Browns were in a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Now, back in the day when I was younger and I was a huge Niners fan, if my dad could have afforded it, he would have taken me because I really wanted to go see them play in a Super Bowl. I really wanted to see that. And I went to see them play several times here in Detroit when they came to town, and I was willing to spend whatever I had to go, and it was awesome. But yeah, I just, at this point in my life, and we've talked about it, we both agree on this, kind of, we're in the same lockstep on it, is for me, it's just not the draw. Super Bowls there's a lot of people at the Super Bowl in most of those seats that don't give a flying fuck about the game.
And that's what I've heard from people that have gone. And they're like, it's not worth it.
And that's the bad part, is I want to go to a game where everyone around me gives a shit and cares and is really intense and into what we're watching, and everyone's really into it. And the Super Bowl has turned into corporations and big wigs and everybody buying the tickets and people going that don't give a fuck. And
it's like when we went to the national championship game. That was cool.
Because
awesome. Literally, half the stadium was purple and yellow, and half the stadium was red and white.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
And you couldn't help but get involved in rooting for one side or the other. And we obviously had a side, right?
We did. Yes, we did.
But even getting there, even though we obviously had a side, we chose that side because we hated the other side.
Yes.
Right? But it was
funny, like everybody, when
we got brought in.
Yeah.
And we were a part of it, and that's what was so awesome about it.
Well, once they realized that, because they would ask us, where are you guys from? We're like, well, we're from Michigan. Well, you guys down here rooting for Ohio State? We're like, fuck no. Like, we're rooting for you guys.
No.
And they all took us in, man. They were like, all right, let's go.
We were adopted.
We were absolutely adopted by LSU fans.
Yes, it was great. But that's what makes going to these events great, right? You go to these events, and that's when we're talking about this. That's what makes you want to go to these events, is the ability to be in a crowd of like-minded people cheering on the same thing, being fanatical about the same team or the same event, and you're really into it. And the Super Bowl to me is just not that draw because it's not the case. You're not going to get that camaraderie. You're not going to get that feeling of being in the crowd that gives a shit.
I still think the Super Bowl should be on Saturday, but that's just my take on it.
I agree. Somebody came up with a proposal recently.
What, to make the day after a national holiday?
No, so they're talking about going to 18 games.
Which that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And the proposal was that you build in a second bye week, first of all.
Which that's going to happen.
Right, and the second bye week is everybody's bye week. It's an off week in the middle of the season.
Okay.
Where you do your All-Star celebration.
Okay.
Okay, your Pro Bowl celebration, whatever.
Right.
And then that actually pushes out the season enough that Super Bowl would fall on the Sunday before President's Day. And then that way, most people have the Monday off afterwards.
I don't hate that. I really don't hate that idea. I actually love that idea. Because I'm sorry, this game has gotten so big.
Yep.
That I'm sorry, we need to make this.
Everybody wants to watch it.
Everybody. And for whatever reason, like you either
some
want to
people
watch
don't even care about the game.
You just want to watch the commercials. Fine, doesn't matter.
They want to watch the halftime show.
They want a halftime show.
They want to watch the commercials. They want to watch the after celebration. Like, it's not just football fans that want to watch it.
It's not just a game anymore. It hasn't been just a game for fucking 40 years.
And some people just want to go to a Super Bowl party to go to a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
They don't watch the game. They don't watch the commercials. They don't watch the halftime show. They go to a Super Bowl party to interact with their friends and have fun with them.
Yep.
They don't give a shit about the fucking game or commercials or anything.
And like going back to actually going to the Super Bowl, no, I'd much rather hang out with my friends at a Super Bowl party.
Yes.
Crack some beers, have some good food. You know, like I said, bathrooms whenever you want to go, do whatever you want. Have a good time.
Yep.
You know, I'd much rather do that than actually go to a Super Bowl.
1,000%.
So shit, we went down to Detroit when the Super Bowl was here.
We did. And that was fun.
It was fun, but it was a clusterfuck down there.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
It was an absolute clusterfuck down there.
No, we had a good time.
We did.
And we had passes to the Miller Lite party or whatever it was.
Some shit like that, yeah.
But yeah, it was.
I still never had to pee so bad in my life than that night. Holy shit, man.
And that bus ride.
Every bump.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
That bus ride sucked.
It did. It felt like just knives just drilling into my bladder. It was so bad.
Like, I've never had to hold my piss in so bad in my life. Like, I was borderline thinking I was going to pee myself.
Oh, same here. And then finally we got to let it out. It was just like it was like orgasmic. I swear to God, it really was.
It was one of those situations where I had come to grips with the fact that
I'm gonna piss myself.
I was going to piss myself in front of a bunch of adults. On a bus.
I think there's a lot of people on that bus like that, honestly. Well, yeah, it was like just when I finally let it out, it was like, oh my God, this might be the best feeling ever. And the longest piss of all time. Sort of God.
But yeah, it was that was fun. But again, it was more about the party of it as opposed to, and at those parties you were with people that, again, same like-minded people. It wasn't necessarily they were there for the game.
Yeah.
Now we did care about the game. We watched it on TVs.
We did not care about the game. I didn't like either team. I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
Right. And we saw it on TV. It was the Super Bowl, but like everyone there was there to party with each other.
Yep.
And hang out and have a good time.
Yep.
That was the camaraderie you got there. Which is what I think we all seek out when we watch sports, right? If you go to a bar to watch sports, it's not because you want to go pay high prices for food, have to stand in line for a bathroom, or go piss in a urinal that smells like fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's not because you want to pay more money for beers that you could get for a lot cheaper at your house. You go to bars to watch games because you're watching with like-minded people. It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's the like-minded people watching a game together. It's the camaraderie. You're cheering on the same thing.
Yep.
That's what you go to these events for. That's the feeling you go for. And whether it's a party for a sporting event or a sporting event itself, if that aspect isn't there, it doesn't really bring what draws me personally there.
No, I have really no interest in it, if that's the case. Like, I mean, the amount of times we went out for, like, Tiger playoff games and shit like that, like, that's, yeah. because you're there with, a bunch of people you don't know, but they're all there for the same fucking reason.
Right. You don't know them from fucking Adam and Eve or
You
anybody
don't.
else, but you all have one thing in common.
Yeah, you're rooting for.
You're there to root
Yes.
for the same franchise, the same team,
Yep.
the same school. You're there for that. How many times did we go watch Michigan State?
Oh.
At bars.
Oh, numerous.
And even the Michigan State fans that were there, we had fun with them.
Yes, we did.
Because you're all there for the same reason. You're there to watch the game.
Yeah.
Even though they're rooting for a different team than
It didn't
you are.
matter.
It didn't matter. You talked your shit when the game was over. You talked more shit if your team won.
Yep.
You sucked it up when your team lost. And then you partied with each other some more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what you're there for.
Yeah, you did shots with each other, whatever, had some beers with each other.
Yeah.
But going to the Super Bowl, it's like, shit, the person next to you probably didn't even know who's fucking playing.
Exactly.
It's like in Ferris Bueller, who's
Yeah.
winning?
Yeah.
The Bears.
The Bears.
And doesn't even pay attention. Like, doesn't even know what's going on in the game. So, then that's where it lies. Is you go to a bar, or even like a house party or whatever, you're all there for the same thing, and just, I don't know. It's just something that really just does not interest me, like, at all. It really doesn't.
Speaking of Super Bowl parties,
Yeah.
we all know planning an event such as a wedding, birthday party,
Oh, that was
graduation party, or any
outstanding
other event
segue.
like a Super Bowl party
Nicely done.
might require a DJ, and it can be very hairy. Eliminate the stress and give Steve Waddell at Baldman Entertainment a call today at 586-747-5402. He is the resident DJ for St. Hubert's Festival every year. If he's good enough for God, he's good enough for you. Again, that's Baldman Entertainment, 586-747-5402. The best decision you could make for a smooth event.
Nicely done. That was well played.
Thank you, brother.
That
I'm on my game today.
that segue was fantastic.
You win some, you lose some. That was a winner. That was a winner.
That was outstanding. All right, so this is kind of a time we talked about a little bit before the show, but give me your boomer take of the week.
So I'm going to give you one that I literally dealt with this week at work several times. I deal with it a lot, but it actually got brought up in a conversation with me and several other people several times this week. And my boomer take of the week is personal human contact and communication has fallen off the fucking map.
Well, yeah.
It is emails, text messages, Teams messages, when in reality, that shit will take you hours, if not days, to go back and forth with and figure out a solution or what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Pick up your fucking phone, give the person a fucking phone call.
Give me a jingle. I'll catch you on the jangle.
Yeah, call them or me or whoever.
Yeah.
It can communication is key to almost everything in life. And communication has failed drastically in the generation that is below us because they have it's so easy by computer, text messages, emails, Teams messages, all this Snapchats and all this fucking shit. Communication and human interaction and human conversation has fallen off the fucking charts and people cannot do it.
No.
And that's where so many things fall and so many things fail. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves. And I literally have talked about that, I think it was twice this week in two different conversations about two different things that happened at work that it was like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening here?
That is a good one. I like that. One of mine is people that don't finish words. They abbreviate everything.
Oh God.
One of the guys I work with, he does this shit constantly. Like, if you do something for him, like, hey, do you mind if can you help me out with this? Yeah.
Preach.
Ding that.
I fucking hate that.
Like, to a T.
Preach.
He's like preach. I'm like, I look at him and go, what? I look. This is what he did. I go, what? He goes, preach. I'm like, what? And he just had this dumbfounded look on his face. I go, what the fuck does that mean?
Preach.
He's like, I appreciate it.
It's
to just fucking say that.
say I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like, dude,
How about just thanks? That's a good
that
one
would work too.
That's a good one.
That would work too. But no, you just said
Preach. I'm with you there, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, that was like nails on a chalkboard for me. Even because as soon as you said the scenario, I
Yeah.
knew exactly what word
Right.
he said. I know exactly what word he said. Preach. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I just and another thing, like these QR codes for fucking menus.
Oh,
Enough. We're done with COVID, people.
Can you hand me a fucking menu?
Yes, we're done with COVID. That was the whole point of these QR fucking menus.
Was to
Hands-free.
eliminate hands-free.
Yes.
Eliminate. Yes.
Give
But-
me a fucking physical menu.
Wait, we're past COVID?
That's what I was told.
Why? It's come back around now that the election's up.
Of
both
course,
both
yeah.
sides got to play it against
Oh,
each
yeah.
other, right?
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
It's a thing now again.
Yeah. Vice President Trump has got to play that out. You see that shit? Good Lord, man. We're so fucked. We're so fucked. Good Lord. And then the idiots on Twitter trying to defend him. I'm like, dude, this guy it's over. Let's end this
Like,
shit.
can we just stop?
Like, end it,
Can we
man.
just stop?
This guy's like Weekend at Bernie's. Like, seriously.
It's been the sad part is a lot of us have seen that for a few years
oh
now.
my God.
But Chris, there are these people out there, not you and I, there are these people out there that really are genuinely surprised by this because they have bought all along that he was with it.
Ooh.
Despite whatever side you're on, this guy cannot represent one of them because he's not all there.
No, he is not all there.
And not to get into politics, but I laughed at why is it that why his wife should be brought up on charges, first of all? Why is it that she like basically treats him like he's like this good boy dog that did something good? She's like she's like, "Oh, you answered those questions so well. You did so great with answering those." And why don't you just pat him on the fucking head like he's a goddamn dog and give him a fucking biscuit?
It's so bad.
It's bad.
Another boomer thing I just thought of is I came across this the other day. I ran into 7-Eleven to get something to drink. And, of course, some asshole talking on his phone with the speaker on.
So you had to hear both sides of the
I had to hear both sides
It's not
of the
just the
conversation.
one that's annoying as
Like,
hell.
yeah.
Like, you got both.
Like, all right, first of all, obviously, nobody wants to hear your fucking conversation. Second of all, nobody wants to hear the fucking person you're talking to either, asshole. Like, go in your fucking car or go somewhere where you're not around other fucking people and talk to whomever you got to talk to. Nobody wants to hear this shit.
Where was this at?
7-Eleven.
Okay. So I have a big problem where I've seen it. Any line I'm in, I hate it, right? So if you're going to be on the phone, like, wait and finish your phone call before you go in. But, like, in a bank, in line, waiting in a bank, bank isn't loud.
No.
Your phone call is annoying as shit. in a
Oh,
bank.
absolutely.
Like, get the fuck off your phone.
Yeah.
Or go the fuck outside and come back in later to do your shit.
Yep.
Secondly, in a restaurant, if I'm sitting there eating with family, friends, or whatever, even just my daughter, certain conversation is one thing. You expect to hear conversation.
Well, yeah.
I don't expect you to be on the phone loud as fuck trying to sound important
Yeah.
to somebody in the fucking restaurant. Like, we don't give a shit. You can think you're important all you want to, and that phone call can seem important to you. The rest of us are just annoyed by it and think you're a toolbox.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you talking about what has to happen at work and this and that. Bro, none of us are impressed, and we think you're a douchebag. Shut the fuck up.
I feel like this could have been done over an email.
Yeah. Sometimes it can't, but in that case, take the phone call outside.
Yes.
Right? Going back to my point, sometimes the emails just go back and forth and you don't solve anything.
It does.
So the phone call has to happen sometimes. Take it outside.
Take it outside. Exactly. Yes.
Take it outside.
Absolutely. I'm in full agreement with you.
They are both not there and completely delusional. All politics are lying idiots out for themselves. If that isn't the fucking truth, yes, that is 1,000% the fucking truth.
Correct.
Yes. That is correct.
You know who else is correct? I know this is a horrible segue, but
The Joe Wright Group.
yeah. Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage.
They're
of
not
having
just
the
correct. They're Joe Wright.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Well played, sir. Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 3 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, and Shane Wilson a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all of your real estate needs. There you go.
Happy Chinooka.
Happy
I
Chinooka.
have no idea.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Oh, God.
That's great. I love that. That was the highlight of the show right there, I think.
They're not just correct. They're Joe Wright.
Oh, that was fantastic.
It's one of those dad jokes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, one more boomer take I have. Dude, can we start sporting events actually on time?
No.
You'll see it, like, for the Euros that are the Euro final is happening Sunday. It's England versus Spain. You see it on Fox. It says, starts at 1. Okay. Well, does the game start at 1? Or does the pregame start at 1?
Coverage starts at 1.
Coverage starts at 1. Well, then
When's the game start?
3, apparently. But the game's not going to start at 3.
No, it's going to start at 3:11.
Like the Stanley Cup final this year was the worst. Like, a game was supposed to start at 8. It shit didn't start till like 8:25.
The fuck are we doing?
Do all this shit you need to do before the game, before the actual starting time. Like, I don't care about seeing the national anthem. I don't give a shit. Frankly, I think the national anthem should not even be played at sporting events anymore. Period. They're not necessary.
Necessary?
Necessary.
Is it Never mind. I'm not going to do that.
Necessary?
Is it necessary?
Necessary? They are not necessary. Is that better? Is that better? Did I clear up for you?
It wasn't about you.
Yeah.
It's a movie quote that I'm not going to do right now.
Oh, okay. I did.
Dodgeball.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is it necessary for me to drink?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I do
it because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody says the word necessary, my mind instantly goes to that movie quote.
That makes sense. I get it. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't need to see any of that shit. Like nobody needs to see any of that shit. If you're in the arena, fine. But like on television, why do we need to see this?
On television, if you're watching at home, you don't give a fuck.
I couldn't give two fucks
Nobody
about
cares.
Just start the game when you say.
And kind of if I'm there, I really don't care either. But I'm gonna have to watch it because I'm there.
Right.
And you're gonna see it, and you're fine. Okay, all right, yeah, watch this. If you're at home, nobody wants to fucking.
Now
see
let
that
me
shit.
ask you this. I ran into this the last Tiger game I went to, and we're on the concourse. We're going to our seats, and the national anthem had like just started.
Yeah.
And some guy looked at me. He goes, "Take your hat off." This is on the in the concourse. I was like, "Really? Like what?"
Oh, so you just came here intending on
I'm
being a tool?
Who are you to tell me to take my fucking hat off in the concourse? Like
If I were you, I would have knelt.
I should.
He would have lost his fucking mind.
Lost his shit.
He'd have lost his fucking
Oh,
mind.
that would have been fucking amazing. But I was kind of floored by it.
I'm that kind of an asshole.
I'm like, who the fuck are you to tell me to fucking take my hat off?
Did you have words with him?
I did not, because I was with my mom and
you were like,
and lady friend. But
kind of just were
I was
like,
just kind of like, get fucked. Did I take my hat off? No.
You might have become more civilized than even me at this point, because I'll be honest with you, there with my mom or not. Now, obviously, if I'm there with my daughter, I'm more civilized, right?
Course,
because I avoid any, like, I'm hyper vigilant in those cases, right? Anything to avoid anything close to an altercation. But even if I'm there with my mom, like that dude says something to me, I'm gonna look at him and be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, who the fuck
Who
are
the
you?
fuck are you?
Yeah, right. I didn't realize that you were the gatekeeper of this shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Like, I can't even see the flag, you dick.
That's right. And I'm in the concourse buying a fucking hot dog or whatever I'm doing. Like, I'm not taking my hat off to buy a hot dog.
No.
I don't respect the hot dog that much.
Yeah, right.
It's not
like.
But for me, I think that's another thing too. Maybe go back to the boomer thing. There's too many gatekeepers these days for everything.
Everything.
Why does everything and everyone have to have a gatekeeper? Shut the fuck up. Mind your business.
Yeah. And we've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. Mind your fucking business.
It's a thing for sure.
There is something major coming up in sports that I think you wanted to talk about. That's the Olympics.
Oh yes, the
right?
Olympics. Yes.
We have the Olympics coming up.
Yes, they are.
Paris 2024.
Yes. I don't know. Like, is it just me or like were the Olympics a much bigger deal when we were kids?
No, it was.
Like,
so it's funny.
It's not, and that's just because we gotten older and like we kind of talked about like sports is kind of like, I guess, taking a back seat a little bit. But it just seemed like the Olympics back then were just such a huge event.
And I'm with you there. And it's funny you say that because I was thinking that, but I hadn't really like expressed it to anybody. I was just in my mind. I was like thinking, man, I remember Olympics being so much more important.
Like the lead up to it,
right?
There was all hype, like Dan and Dave and all that shit, like the Dream Team. And it was so much hype leading up to the Olympics. And I kid you not,
commercials everywhere and everything. Yeah.
And I kid you not, up until like about a month and a half ago, I totally forgot the Olympics were in July.
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally forgot about it. I'm like, oh shit, the Olympics. Like I saw the Olympic trials. I'm like, oh shit, that's like right around the corner. But there used to be so much hype for it.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just us, right? Like now, I don't care as much about it, but I did more when I was a kid. It was weird. But like it's not just personally. I think overall it's become a less of a thing, right? You don't see the advertisements, you don't see the commercials, you don't see the big hype. It's just, oh, hey, there's gonna be Olympic Games coming in a couple weeks. And it's like, well, that's
you're
right.
That just kinda...
Okay, you're right, there you are.
Yeah.
All right.
That just kind of came about. All right. Sweet. Now, obviously, I'll watch them because, it's the Olympics. And, you want to root for your country, whatever.
And there's certain events we all like more than others, right?
There is, and that brings me to...
There's certain things you won't watch.
There is definitely...
You don't give a shit.
Like, I'm not watching breakdancing. You believe they got breakdancing in the fucking Olympics?
I cannot believe that.
Like, really?
Yeah, it's called breaking. Yeah.
Christ, what are we doing here?
The next Olympics is going to be breaking, too.
What I don't understand is why the fuck do we have breakdancing in the Olympics, but we don't have bowling in the Olympics?
That's one that, I don't understand that.
I don't get that at all. But... And they took baseball out of the Olympics.
Yeah, and they're putting in flag football for the next one.
Yeah,
by the way.
I don't know how that's going to work.
It's not in for this one.
But apparently our
football is in for this one.
But apparently our football programs are fucking terrible because we just got curb stomped by like Japan and Canada.
And how the fuck does that happen?
I don't know what's going on there.
Can we just make it a rule that NFL players are allowed to play in the Olympics, please? Because that's embarrassing.
That is very embarrassing. What are we doing here?
American football, and
we got dump trucked.
They lose bad.
Like, it was only in close games.
To a couple countries who I wasn't even sure they knew what football was.
No, we got like flat out dump trucked. But
lady friend says I kind of want to watch breaking.
Why does that not surprise me?
It really shouldn't, honestly.
Such a hipster doofus.
The next Olympics, it's going to be breaking to Electric Boogaloo.
I was waiting until that was said. Whether it was going to be me or you, but
it's funny. I had to explain to my daughter the other day. She had heard me say it quite a few times.
Yeah.
But like any movie that comes out with a number 2. I will always say
Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, you have to.
And
I think it's a prerequisite. You have to do that.
Yeah, and it was funny. One of the other guys that we used to kind of do this with in the radio biz back in the day a little bit was Rick, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I had said that, but I hadn't met too many other people other than you and I that had said that for other things. And that was one of the things that he lived by was like, he's like, I have to. I cannot not say it when it's so Raylan asked me, it was a couple weeks ago or something. We were talking. It was Moana 2. The trailer came out for Moana 2, and I go, "Oh, it's Moana 2, Electric Boogaloo."
Yeah.
And Raylan goes, "That's not the name." I was like, "I mean, it is in my mind." So
it's absolutely the name.
I had to explain the thought behind that, and of course, she still doesn't understand it because she's never seen the gems of the movies, Breaking and Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, because those. Talk about bad movies that are great. Those are fucking bad movies. Those are great bad movies. But yeah. So anyway.
So obviously we're talking about the Olympics. Is there a specific event that you look forward to? Maybe not just now, but like in general, like even growing up.
Yeah. So I think now for me in the Summer Olympics, I was always more of a Winter Olympic guy. right?
And that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the summer or winter? I prefer winter, but
I prefer winter. One obvious one, hockey.
yes.
Two, I think the Winter Olympics just have some cooler sports to watch, right?
Like
downhill
snowboarding.
skiing, snowboarding, ski jumps.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of
Luge.
luge,
Bobsled,
bobsled.
all
You've got
Speed skating.
Yeah, speed skating is fun to watch. I think it's just there's a lot more of the fun events to watch in Winter Olympics. So for me, I'd rather watch that. But for Summer Olympics, a weird one that I've always gotten into is archery.
Really?
I don't know why. I enjoy the archery. They're just so precise and it's impressive to me.
That's not the answer I was expecting from
It's
you,
almost
but
like
okay.
watching an advanced game of darts. You know what I mean? Like
I can
it's
see that, yeah.
It's like, damn, these guys are fucking good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis said curling for the Winter Olympics.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. We
absolutely.
all like curling.
Yeah, buddy.
I think Olympic basketball I've gotten into over the years. Like, even when I was a kid, it was more important, right? Because it was the dream team and all that.
yeah.
But, like, I still will tune in to some of the Olympic basketball. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Now, obviously, the older I've gotten, I love women's volleyball.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Yeah. There's reasons.
For reasons. For
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
And then, like, the shooting events kind of are interesting to
As
me.
Dennis said, women's beach volleyball.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Dennis.
Dude, just even like women's volleyball in general.
You know one that is, yes. Yeah. Women's volleyball in general, but yes. One of the other ones that has always kind of drawn me in is table tennis.
Yes.
It's fast-paced, and what they can do...
Oh, it's crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy what these guys can do.
Yeah, that one just fascinates me. It's almost like I'm sitting there watching a car accident happen, but because I sit there literally, I guarantee you, if you were to watch me as I'm watching a table tennis match in the Olympics or anytime really with good table tennis players, I'd probably sit there with my mouth open like I'm a fucking drooling dummy, and I'm just because it's just insane. It's insane to me. I'm just like,
yeah, like the things these guys can do.
Yeah.
With how fast
the
pace it is.
spin they can put on the ball
crazy.
with the paddle, and I mean it's nuts. So I do enjoy that.
For me, I mean, it's always the 100-yard dash or the 100-meter dash. Like, that's it. Like, you're the fastest dude on the
That's it.
planet.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, same men or women, doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, I watch both because, like, that's the race.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like,
I don't like all of the track and field, but I would
You're
say
right.
I agree with that.
But that
I agree with that.
That's just like go,
Yep.
and you're the fastest.
Go, run, fast.
Go. That Dennis, I think that will be coming shortly. I'll bet you anything by the next Olympics, which I believe is in Los Angeles, cornhole will be an Olympic event. I'd put money on it that it'll be an Olympic event.
Yeah, the next one is in L.A.
Yes. I love.
Well, like I said, flag football is going to be an Olympic sport
Yes.
next. It
I
is.
I
It's
believe
already-
baseball is coming back to the
That'll be
next
nice.
Olympics. Yes. Also, like the swimming relay. Like men or women doesn't matter. Like the 400 meter, 100 meter,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like that's just like you get the best teams in the world. Like I know like the U.S. is really good, Australia is really good. Apparently Canada's pretty good at this, and they just go, and it's like all right, best swimmers in the world
Yeah.
on each team, go.
Go.
It's fucking dope. I love it. So those are the events I kind of look forward to. Basketball, like anything involving LeBron, I just don't fucking care. I hope you lose. Like honestly, I kind of hope the U.S. loses. I do.
Can't say I disagree with you.
I kind of hope they lose because fuck LeBron James. But
I'm with you.
like, I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't root for you.
Another one I will never be able to root for is his kid.
Oh,
because
dude.
the only reason he got fucking drafted is because his last name is James.
Yeah. That was talk about a farce.
anyway.
Oh, he earned his way here.
No, he didn't.
Did he?
No, he
Did
didn't.
he really? Okay.
He didn't.
Yeah.
His daddy-
His last name earned his way there.
Right. His daddy earned
Yeah,
his way
exactly.
there.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
And then your fucking asshole agent telling every other team don't draft him. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Like
this-
that was so set up.
Oh God, yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
It was the worst kept secret ever.
And this is where I look at Adam Silver, and I'm like, you are up there
Spineless.
now as spineless. Yeah, you're gutless. You're absolutely gutless. You've joined the ranks of Gary Bettman. I'm sorry, you have. However, you just did strike a massive television contract for your league, so I can't say you're the worst commissioner in sports because you're not. Because you just earned a shitload of money for your fucking teams through TV contracts. Which that's going to be funny once these networks realize, oh shit, we bet on a fucking terrible product. Especially once LeBron's out of the league. What are you going to do then?
Right.
You're not going to get another LeBron, and there's nobody that's going to have that kind of sway when it comes to people watching. These networks are like, we need to get out of these fucking contracts. I think it's going to happen within the next 5-ish years. And they're going to realize, oh, shit, we really fucked up. Yeah, Dennis, I'm with you. Like the swimming events, even the diving events I kind of like because you see how but it's so funny. It's kind of like curling, and you watch it, and you're like, sweep, motherfucker, sweep. But when you watch diving and you see them actually hit the water, like, oh, they had way too much splash.
Right. Yeah.
Way too much splash. And you have no idea what the fuck you're
and you have no idea how much splash is too much.
No idea.
Just visually to you, you're like, yeah, it was too much.
That was way too much splash. Like he's done.
Yeah,
he ain't meddling. He fucking sucks.
Meanwhile, they give him all 10s.
Right.
And you're like, well, I was wrong on that
okay,
one.
all right, cool, man. But going back to Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, how the fuck do you even judge that?
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you judge that?
That's.
Like, I'll tune in and do it just to see how it's judged. Just to see it.
Right.
I'm like, how does one judge breakdancing?
They have the judges from You Think You Can Dance? And then, like, what?
I got nothing. I have no idea. Is Paula Abdul going to be a fucking judge?
Yeah, like fucking Simon Cowell's
I
going to come
have
out.
no idea.
That the sports to me that I have a hard time watching is judgment sports.
Oh, like figure skating?
Yes.
Yep.
Because to me, and again, I don't want to get hate for this, to me a sport is you have a clear winner and loser. And putting judgment into anything.
Like gymnastics.
Right.
That's another one.
To me, judgment is athletics or gymnastics is they're very athletic and they're gymnasts and they're great at what they do and they're amazing. I have a hard time considering that a sport though because to me the winner and loser is decided by votes.
Yep.
And judgment.
Like how do you decide whose handstand is better than somebody else's handstand? Like what do we I don't understand how you deduct or add points for this. I don't get that.
I don't either.
But I'm with you.
And I don't think they do either because there's so many times where there's disagreements on why a judge gave a certain score and it's like you guys can't even agree amongst yourselves.
I mean, I remember, back in the day, obviously playing hockey and obviously I'd run across figure skaters and shit like that. Yeah. And I would tell them, I was like, I don't consider your shit a sport. And they're like, well, why? And this is the exact reason.
Right.
I'm like, because you could do the same exact thing somebody else did. It could look the exact same. And you get marked a point lower than they do. Why?
Why?
Because you don't have the right outfit on?
Right.
Because you're not playing the right music?
Yeah.
Because your hair is not done right? Like, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
I don't, like I said, and so many times they don't even know.
Yeah.
There's disagreement.
But that's another thing, like diving. That's another thing. Like,
right.
Again, you could do the same dive.
Right.
But get marked differently for it.
That's why me personally, I have trouble watching things like that in the Olympics and things like that because I just can't get behind a winner being determined by a panel of judges.
Now I know these are quote experts that are watching this shit. But
again,
you're still a human.
But again, even there's even arguments amongst the experts as to why a judge one way or the other and why this person judges it. They disagree amongst each other.
Yeah.
You can't even agree amongst yourselves. You expect everybody else to fucking understand it and be behind it?
Yeah.
I just can't do that. I don't.
No, I can't do that either. Like, obviously, I watch it just for the pure athleticism of it because I think it's pretty cool. Some of the shit they can do.
It is. It really is.
But when you see you see two competitors and they do basically the same thing, you're like, well, why did they win?
Right.
Like, how did you judge? How did you come to this decision when both their performances look like the exact same. Like where's the difference here? But you don't. You never get that answer.
How did you get from point A to point B?
Right. I
I don't know.
But yeah, that's whatever. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go off the sports topic for a second.
Let's do it.
So last weekend, we sat down and we watched Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes,
XLF.
I did watch that too.
I figured you had, because you're a movie buff, so that's why I figured you had seen it.
I have seen it.
We saw it, so I wanted to get your take on it. What did you think?
Okay, so not going to win any awards.
No.
It's you're never going to see it at at the Oscars or on an award show. But
Nope.
as far as nostalgia, as far as the draw of what you want from a Beverly Hills Cop movie, from an Eddie Murphy movie, for me it was purely enjoyable. And I will just say that I enjoyed the entire movie. I've actually watched it twice.
Okay.
Just for the fuck of it.
I think I want to watch it one more time.
Yeah.
But
for me, it was I watched the second time just because I was a little distracted the first time, and I was like, it was enjoyable enough. I really want to watch it, and it had the drawbacks to the old ones. It brought back all the old players from the old ones.
Yep.
And
I like they brought back like the older music from the original.
Yeah.
Like that. I thought was pretty cool.
And yeah, it was a fun. I guess fun is the best way to put it. It was a fun movie.
Dennis, I actually saw you in it, by the way. I'm gonna.
He goes, still haven't heard it was great.
Yeah, I saw Dennis in the movie. I'm not gonna spoil the opening scene for him, but I saw Dennis at the, in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the opening scene.
Was he
for
really
him.
there? No. Okay. I was
no,
like,
no.
wait a second. Now I need to rewatch it again.
But you know the opening scene.
Yes.
Like where it's filmed.
Yeah. Do you know Eddie Murphy was actually never at that place?
Of course not.
It was all cut together.
Yeah.
He was never actually there.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, he did drive the streets.
Yeah.
Him driving the streets there was real.
Oh yeah, because they had them all fucking blocked off.
But he was never in that venue.
No, certainly not. But it was
That
cool.
was footage from a real game, though.
It was. I think it was actually at that game
Oh, yeah?
when we had our tickets.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, because I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, like this is legit.
Yeah. Dennis said, we knew we had film crews going around. I was there, just not on camera.
Hey, you don't know that.
Maybe they just cut your scene. You're on the cutting room floor, Dennis. But yeah, that was so. What was your take on it?
Kind of the same as yours. Again, definitely not going to win any awards. I liked it. You know, it's what I'd watch again. I think it was definitely better than the third one.
Well, the third one was the one where they were at the amusement park.
Yeah,
right?
Wonderworld.
Wonderworld. Yeah.
I dug it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to be better than that one.
I mean, I don't want. I guess I'm gonna get nitpicky here, but I mean, I thought they could have developed some characters a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like especially the relationship with
his daughter.
Especially, and even the kind of the backstory with the bad guy, with Kevin Bacon's character.
Right.
I think it could have been a lot more character. Even the good cop. They could have.
By the way, has anybody gotten better over the years at playing a bad guy than Kevin Bacon?
He loves it. I saw an interview with him.
Dude, he's really good at it, too.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him. He loves playing bad guys.
Yeah.
He loves it. He goes,
See,
why not?
If I was an actor,
yeah,
I would enjoy it,
hell
too.
yeah.
It would be awesome to just play villains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's acting. You're not really a villain, but it would be so rewarding.
Because you can just be a dick.
Yeah.
Which actors are.
Right.
You just be a dick.
Yeah, to me, he stood out in that movie to me as being one of the better roles.
I just wish, I wish that character was developed a little bit more, you know?
Yeah. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, I think he did well in the movie. I like him.
I think that character could have been developed, especially their
past.
Spoil it. Yeah, their past. Yeah.
I think he's one of those actors that's pretty underrated. I enjoy him in movies he's in.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten much better over the years.
Agreed.
But yeah, one of the highlights for me is you hit on it is Kevin Bacon's character in that and what he does as a bad guy.
Yeah.
In any movie he's a bad guy in, like I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
It was cool that they kind of left it open for like another one.
They did.
But I hope if they do another one, end it. Be the last one.
Right.
Don't do it anymore.
Don't be Fast and Furious.
Don't just end it after the next one. Just be done with it. And his daughter?
Yeah.
I think she's hot.
Not that she's not attractive.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say hot. I don't think she's. It's not like she's not attractive, but
Fair
we
enough.
all have our different tastes, right?
But you think Sydney Sweeney's hot, so.
I do not.
Really?
I do not.
Wow.
Frank does. I do not.
I
no,
think
I'm
she-
with you on that one.
I think she got a horse face.
I am not. Yeah, I don't find her to be. Don't get me wrong. She's not ugly, but like I'm not. Like I don't think she's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think people just get sucked in by the boobs, and it's like, oh my god, she's
Yeah.
amazing. You actually look at her face; she got a horse face, dude.
Well, I won't go that far, but it's just she's not like super hot to me.
Fair enough.
But yeah. No, yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. If anybody's listening out there and you get a chance to watch it, if you haven't watched it yet, I would dive into it and watch it. It's a fun watch.
Next one I gotta see is.
Did Chris just try and whisper she is hot? Lady friend said
it
that.
just didn't come out.
And lady friend, I will tell you, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And I think it was out of respect for you. He didn't. It's not that he was trying not to say it, because I don't think he really truly cares. But I think out of respect to you, he was just like, she's hot. She's hot.
But the next one we got to see is, and I don't know if you've seen it already. Have you seen the new Bad Boys?
Yes.
It's good. Is it worth seeing?
Yeah, it actually is.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's on streaming now, so I'm like, I might have to.
It's on streaming now.
Yeah,
really?
I think so.
Oh, I might have to watch it tonight.
Yeah.
That was good.
If I read the TV correctly earlier, then yes, it's on streaming.
So,
I mean, you'll probably have to rent it or whatever, but
yeah, it was. It was really good. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I went in with the anticipation, like, all right, this is the fourth one in the.
Was it better than the third one?
In my mind, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't too enamored with the third one.
No, I really wasn't either. It was decent, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, right.
And not like this is great filmmaking, right? You know what you're getting. It's borderline. It's like Michael Bay type, shoot 'em up, like bad
explosions,
boys,
all that shit.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence being Martin Lawrence,
Yeah.
and Will Smith being Will Smith, and but it's worth the watch if you enjoy the bad boy movies and
Which
you
I
enjoy
do.
those characters.
Yeah.
So like, it's worth the watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, out of the four of them that obviously you've seen all four of them, which one do you think is the best one?
One.
Really?
By far.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, one. Absolutely.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people say the second one's the best one.
For me, it doesn't get any better than the first one.
I'm with you on that one. I think the first one is the best one.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The second one, for a sequel,
Yeah.
which are rarely good, I think the sequel is actually really good.
I have a hard time with movies that have sequels saying any one of them other than the original is good, because if they're good enough to get sequels, typically that movie was really, really fucking good, and then.
But now that's not the case. Now they just do it to make money.
It's not. They just do it to make money, and
Yeah.
they know it's if it's a moneymaker, they do it.
Yeah, back then it was just like,
Yeah.
it's a really good movie. So
Like
it's,
I enjoy the John Wick franchise.
Okay.
And for me, the first one by far nails the rest of them out of the
Yeah.
fucking water. Like, it's just, you cannot compete with the first one.
Okay.
It's a great fucking movie. It has a storyline. It's not just blood and gore.
Yeah.
After the first one, I think they went too much just towards the blood and gore, and we're just gonna have him kill a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
I will say the last one that came out, I believe that one was 4. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. That one had more of a story behind it again.
Okay.
And it was more character development and more actual movie rather than just killing and blood and gore.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of that too, because that's John Wick, right?
Well,
but it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like I look at like the Bourne franchise, right?
Yep.
Like the first one, outstanding.
Yep.
But I think the second one is the best one out of the three of them.
Okay.
I think the third one is better than the first one.
Really?
I do.
All right.
But don't get me wrong, I love all three of them. And I'm sorry that fourth one doesn't fucking. Even the fourth one with Damon in it,
Yeah.
was weird. I hated that one. Sucked.
Yeah.
It was weird. They got away from completely from how they.
Well, and
did those movies.
wasn't there a Bourne movie that didn't have him in it?
Yeah, it was with Jeremy Renner. But there's
Renner,
one
okay,
with
yeah,
Renner
yeah.
in it, and there's another one with Damon in it.
Okay.
I think it was. I forgot the name of it, but that's to tell you, I forgot the name of it because it wasn't that good. It was just they completely went away from what they did.
Right.
You know, which made the movies awesome. You know.
Yeah.
And there's.
Lady friend says, I think she is pretty, but there are other girls way hotter than her, and I would agree with her on that assessment. I feel like I need to watch 4 again. 4. Which one?
4 what? What are you talking about?
4 of what? The Bourne movies?
I don't know.
Or John Wick.
Or John Wick.
Another movie that came out, and this is towards the people that maybe enjoy kind of kid movies, but it's not really necessarily 1,000% a kid movie. Ryan Reynolds movie that was directed by John Krasinski.
Oh, the If? Yeah, the Imaginary Friend or whatever?
Yeah. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, for adults that want to sit down and watch kind of a decent kind of carefree movie. You don't have to watch it with a kid to appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a kind of an enjoyable, fun movie to sit down and watch. And Ryan Reynolds is always funny to watch, right? He's good at what he does. I think, like, you could have Ryan Reynolds basically just standing there painting a fucking wall,
right.
And he could probably make it funny and enjoyable, right? But
yeah.
It was a decent movie, and it's out on streaming now too. It's on Paramount,
okay.
So it's that's not just in theaters anymore, and it's enjoyable if you want to watch that.
Nice.
Yeah. I went and saw that with Ray, and then we actually watched it last night. Well, so her mom took her to see it the first time, and she liked it so much she wanted me to go see it with her, so I did. Cool.
I'm glad you got to do that with her.
And then speaking of, I love going and taking her to movies because you know how much I love movies, right?
I do.
I love the movie theater experience, and I love the fact like a lot of people don't anymore, and I still do.
It's too expensive.
I still love the popcorn, getting the popcorn and the smell of the popcorn and the getting your seat and the candy and just the experience of it. I just love that. It reminds me of being a kid, right? Because I had a theater right around the corner from me that we would walk to and go to movies, and I just love that. And Raylan really loves it, and she's got her mom to take her to a few of them now, which is awesome.
That is good.
So she gets to experience that, and so it's nice to pass that on to her and like be able to enjoy that and have that experience. It's
enjoy it now because you know that shit's gonna change.
So another thing, speaking of kind of on sports, but not really, but like enjoyable adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I've gotten her to enjoy, not by pushing her, but just by I enjoy it. We go to things, and she eventually wants to experience it. She loves rides now, like real rides, like intense roller coaster rides.
Tall enough?
For some of them, she's getting there.
Okay,
right. So we're tracking her height now because we're going to Disney in a month.
Oh yeah.
And we're tracking her height because this trip is going to be about rides and shows. The last trip was more about autographs and meet and greets and like that stuff,
like
right?
Meeting like the characters and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That was more about this one with her and I.
Yeah.
Is more about riding rides and the experiences of it, right?
Right.
The stuff we didn't get to really do last time.
Okay.
We dabbled in it last time, and this one is going to be full on ride experience. Yeah. So we're tracking her height, and right now she is tall enough to ride every ride but two.
Okay.
The only two she can't ride is the Tron ride, which is a roller coaster where you ride on a motorcycle.
Okay.
And the other one is a roller coaster. It's a Rockin' Roller Coaster, the Aerosmith Rockin' Roller Coaster one.
Got it.
That's at Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah.
Every other ride she can ride. So we've gone to carnivals and fairs and stuff, and I've never pushed her to ride rides, but I've always encouraged her, if you want to ride that, let's ride it. You know, if you're tall enough, let's ride it. Let's go. Yeah. If you want to go. She always ends up coming around and saying, it might start out as, I don't want to do that.
But
and then we ride other rides, and then she gets the confidence built up with the other rides, and then all of a sudden she wants to ride the big one that she didn't want to ride earlier. So we went to CJ Barrymore's.
Oh.
She calls it CB Jammy Morse, which is just fucking awesome in my mind. CB.
I gotta get there. I want to do that go-kart thing.
CB Jammy Morse. So first of all, we did that 3 times.
Was it awesome?
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's fun. They have 3 different go-kart tracks there. First of all, which is awesome. The one that is like the Mario Kart, the round one. That's fun. If you guys want to go there, let me know.
Okay.
If I have Ray, we'll go there. We'll have a great time, man.
I would love to do that. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
And they have a small roller coaster. They have a bigger roller coaster, which she's not tall enough to ride that one yet. But the one, and she did the junior drop tower, where it takes you up and then drops you down. She did that one. She made me do that one like 8 times.
Okay.
Lose your stomach, pretty like intense for a kid.
Yeah.
For me, I was like,
yeah.
But they have a ride there, which is a zip line ride. It's called Soaring Eagle. Mm-hmm. And the zip line takes you up, and it's up really fucking high, bro. Like, it takes you up fast. Like, you sit in the seats, and it backs you up fucking fast. And you fly way up. And you can see it from Hall Road when you drive by it. It's up there. It's fucking high.
Yeah.
So when we first got there, we were walking around. What do you want to do? What do you want to ride? And we saw this almost right away. And I go, do you want to ride that? You're tall enough. It says you're tall enough. No, I don't want to do that. Right? Several times. We're around. We're walking around. We're doing other things. We're riding rides, riding go-karts. Hey, do you want to do that one yet? No. Okay. All of a sudden, we're sitting there. We're having a bite to eat and a drink. And we're going to go ride some more rides. And she looks over it and she goes, she's just sitting there staring at it as we're sitting there. And she goes, I think I'm ready to do that one day. And I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
All right, let's go. So I got her up, and so she didn't, like, chicken out. I got her up. We got in line. This girl fucking rocked it out.
Yeah?
The whole time in line, she was a little jittery, and when it was one pair in front of us before it was our turn, she looks at me and she goes, I'm really excited, but I'm also really scared. And I go, that's what makes this fun.
That's the whole point of them.
That's what makes
like
this fun.
Like roller coasters and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I go, that's what makes this fun.
Yeah.
And I go, I bet you will love it. And so we did it. And, of course, the lead up, even as an adult, some of these rides that I'm afraid of heights. So even this one for me, I was trying not to act like it, but I was even kind of
like, oh, shit.
This is kind of fucked up. But we got in there, we sat down, and she grabbed my arm. So I just put my arm across her, and she literally hugged my arm the entire time. It shot us up this fucking line.
Yeah.
And she had her eyes open the entire time. I give her credit. This little 6-year-old was looking around. We're way up. Even I didn't want to look out.
Fuck that.
And this kid's got her eyes wide open. She's looking around, and she's like, we're so high up, and still grasp my arm. They let us go, and we fucking shot down.
Yeah.
We didn't know more than hit the padding down there. And she went, let's do it again. And I was like, all right, well, it was too long of a line. We're not going to do this one again, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
I go, you are now fully prepared to ride every ride at Disney with me. I am no longer worried you're not going to like them or not enjoy them. You're ready.
So how long do you take her to Cedar Point?
So, one, she's tall enough.
Okay.
So the bad thing is I looked at Cedar Point, and she's not tall enough to ride those yet. I think maybe by next year she might be tall enough to ride most of them.
Okay.
When she's tall enough,
absolutely
going to Cedar Point with her. Because she's nervous and she's hesitant, but she's also a thrill seeker. And once she knows she loves it, she fucking loves it. Right? So, and I'm a thrill seeker. I love roller coasters. I love, even though I'm afraid of heights, I love going on roller coasters. I love being scared. I love being, I love losing. Yeah, it's absolutely an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And she's developing that too, man. I was so proud of her last night. That girl was a badass.
No, it's cool, man. That's
awesome.
really fucking dope. I love that. I'm glad she said, "Fuck this, let's fucking do it."
Oh yeah,
That's
cool. She sat there and stared at it, and she basically guilted herself into doing it. She just sat there and stared at it, and she felt, it's like in her mind she was weighing it out. She's like, well, we're here. Like, I feel like I'm not doing, like, I'm hurting myself by not doing this. I feel like I should do this, and she talked herself into it, and then loved it.
No, it's cool shit, man. That's really cool. I dig that.
Yeah, and
good for you, Ray.
She was so proud. She talked to Grandma last night. She wanted me to call Grandma when we got home to tell her she did it. And the first thing she told her mom this morning when I dropped her off was we told her she rode that zip line, and even her mom was like, seriously? Holy cow! I'm like, yeah, and she fucking loved it too. She wanted to do it again.
Good for you, Ray. That's awesome.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Anything else we got?
I don't think so.
No,
I think we covered a lot today.
We did. Have you been watching wrestling lately?
Not SmackDown.
No.
No. It's just the no nonsense bloodline shit. It's a Walmart bloodline version. Like, I don't.
So
I do not. And Cody
it
champion.
Is.
I'm like,
no, it is. And here's the reason I continue to watch it though.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It's a Walmart, but I'm watching it for the eventual payoff of Roman coming back because
a face Roman.
Yes, because I was kind of always a Roman fan, but then towards the end there, where even people were booing him and everything, I became more of a fan of him during the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm pumped, and I think it's awesome that people are just yearning for Roman to come back. Even people that booed him constantly.
Yeah.
You realize he was good for it. He was good for wrestling, and he's enjoyable to watch. Like, yes, let's get him back. I'm watching for the eventual payoff. I want to see how it pays off. You know what I mean? I feel like this storyline is like you said, it's almost never ending, right?
Oh, it'll never end.
And this story, I'm in now for the ride to see how they're eventually going to pay this off with Roman coming back. Eventually, The Rock will be involved again. I want to see that.
I think this is simple. I think this is going to end up being Roman
versus Rock.
No,
2 different bloodlines. No,
okay. No. Roman, The Rock, and the Usos versus Solo and the other fucking clowns.
See, I think The Rock's.
I think this is going to happen.
I think The Rock's going to be part of Solo's crew.
I don't.
I think that the final boss villain will be part of that.
No,
and I think that to me I think that's how you get Roman versus Rock.
This is why I think this is going to happen this way. I think what's going to happen is they're going to have a civil war between each other. The Rock is going to turn on Roman.
Okay,
that's how
he'll be on that side, and then he turns on him.
He'll be with Roman,
but then he turns on him.
Then he turns on him
during War Games.
Whatever, perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. And then that's how you get
Yeah.
The match that we all fucking wanted
in the first place.
Until the Cody Crybabies fucked it up.
Yep.
And now nobody even fucking cares about him. Nobody cares about him anymore.
You and I said they wouldn't.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
This is one of the worst title reigns in history.
It hasn't even been that long.
It's terrible. Nobody fucking cares. Because all you fucking little bitches had to cry about it.
How great would it be to have...
Finish this story. Fuck you.
Hey, Frank. Angry Chris is back.
Finish this story. Clowns. Yeah, I'm glad we had to fucking deal with that shit because now you have a title reign that nobody fucking cares about.
It is bad, too. It's
well
boring.
Done. Well done, idiots.
The more intense thing right now, the thing that people are more interested in is the Wyatt Six stuff and that storyline.
Which again, I was never into that shit. Even
right.
when Bray was alive.
Yeah.
I don't fucking whatever.
See, I always was. I was into that stuff.
Into it.
I want to see how they do this, though. I'm really intrigued with this storyline. I like storylines that are different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like seeing the same thing over and over again, right? I want to see this play out. Like, the way they're doing it, I'm kind of intrigued, right? I'm like, all right, let's not fucking drop the ball on this. Let's do it right. Please.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but then you got a guy like Bo Dallas who's honestly never been a really good wrestler.
No, but see, pairing
but neither was Bray.
Bray was better than Bo, and Bray's personality and his mind made him the best
in the ring.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I think the way you overcome that, and that's the way Bray overcame it a lot, was by his brain, his gimmicks, his stuff that he came up with, right? His brilliance. And I think in this, if you do it right, Bo doesn't have to be a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy doesn't have to be a great wrestler, right?
Right.
You have the other people in that stable who are good wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
You have the other ones who can carry that portion of it. He brings the mindset of what his brother brought to the table, right? And you can bring that aspect of it. And the attachment to Bray that people have in wrestling, I think that can be brought to that. I don't think he has to be good in the ring because of the other people.
Okay.
Now, if it was just him, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think you're good enough to carry a match, and it's going to end up falling on its face, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, I think that storyline to me is one of the better ones. I'm watching it, and I'm really intrigued at how it's going to play out. I'm pumped for some of these things. I really am.
I think this top of the card page is playing out fucking fantastically. With now Seth back.
Yep.
With McIntyre and
oh, that's awesome.
And Pepsi Phil.
Bro,
dude.
But I'll be honest with you, like I'm becoming a fan of him again.
Who, Pepsi Phil?
Yeah. Like I
love all three of them.
Yep.
Like on the mic.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It works.
It is awesome.
It fucking works. However, I will say this with Pepsi Phil. At some point, you can't just have him interfering in every one of McIntyre's matches. You can't.
Right. See, but
it can't happen. It's happened 3 times already.
Right, but that's not his fault. That's writing, right? You gotta kind of reel that in.
I know. I'm not blaming Phil.
Right.
I'm just saying in general.
Right. You gotta have him stop. Like it's gotta be a
there has to be a point in time where he tries to interfere and it doesn't work.
Well,
it fucks him.
So for me, I hated that they wasted the Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Because to me that didn't have to happen. That storyline between Drew and Phil and Punk, that was already developed. You didn't have to waste the Money in the Bank championship.
No, I agree with you.
To get that over.
Yeah.
To me, that was bad writing. You wasted that Money in the Bank. Now nobody has it. You could have given that shot to somebody else and not wasted it. You could have had CM Punk interfere in that match.
Yeah.
To cost Drew the Money in the Bank. You didn't have to have it happen during the championship where
After
he
he
tries
won
to
it.
cash in after he won it. And now you wasted the Money in the Bank championship because he won it and wasted it in the same event.
I think that would have been the better way to go, yeah.
Like, to me, I didn't like that part of it.
No,
if you have him interfere again, have him interfere in the Money in the Bank match, not where he tries to cash in same night. Now you've wasted the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Like I said, I think there should be another, high stakes match, like for a title, whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, fine. You want to interfere in the match? Do it.
It
But
backfires.
This time it backfires on you.
Yep.
And you get fucked.
Yep.
And then McIntyre actually looks at you with that like a wry smile and be like, finally.
Or finally you have Punk come back, now that he's healthy.
Yeah.
You have him come back and be in a match. And all of a sudden now Drew's the one who costs him the match.
Oh, like versus,
costs
like
him
Seth?
a title. Yes.
Like
yes.
Phil versus Seth?
Yes.
Which would work because they
It would work.
They hate each other.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So like that would work to me too.
No, I would
it's
take that.
it can't just be one way. The only way we've gotten Drew's portion of it was when he attacked him and bloodied him up.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you watch that back, you can see the blood capsule attached to Punk's backside.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
So as he's carrying him into the ring,
like I saw them carrying him.
Yeah.
I didn't see the blood capsule.
the blood capsule was he must have rolled on it while they were outside of the door.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was attached to his pants on his ass. The blood capsule was literally sitting there on his ass the entire walk back to the event.
I think it's fucking funny.
But yeah, it's funny.
That makes me laugh.
But that's the only thing Drew's done in retaliation in offense, right?
Right.
You have to have Drew get some over on Punk.
Agreed,
now.
and that's my point.
It's got to be a back and forth. You can't just be all Punk costing.
Punk.
Yeah, like it can't be.
Like I get it. You want to push him. I understand it.
Right, because and getting Drew as the psychotic, I'm at my breaking point guy is great. I think we all love that. I think the way he does it on Twitter and on social media is great. I think he plays that character great.
Yeah.
But it cannot be all one-sided all the time. You have to have him get something over on Punk at some point.
Yeah.
And it can't just be that he jumped him outside of the event.
No, it has to be something that actually means something.
Right.
Whether it be like a title or
a storyline somewhere.
Something, but
some sort of title shot, a title match, something.
Right.
Drew has to cost him something now.
I mean, I just think honestly at this point we're going toward a triple threat match with those three.
I would agree.
I think
I think it's going to happen. To me, that's lazy writing too, and
it is very lazy writing.
I hate dogging Triple H. I think he's done a great job, and I think the writers do a great job now. But I think that's lazy writing, in my opinion. Same as wasting the Money in the Bank championship to further the storyline was lazy writing. That could have happened without wasting that Money in the Bank briefcase. You don't have to have a triple threat match to get this storyline over. That's lazy.
It's very lazy.
Let's have Punk get the title shot, which pisses off Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes Drew even madder.
And
then in the title shot, there's some sort of stipulation where Drew can interfere or whatever but he finds a way to do it and costs Punk the championship. Right? Have the stipulation be with Punk that he can't get a title shot anymore or whatever it is with whoever it is if he loses that match. Same as Seth got cost the championship and can never get a title shot back again against Priest because of that. Now it's the triple like
Priest. Again, this title reign is boring. It's lame.
Yeah, I want to see the breakup of that that group.
But speaking of that, your girl's back.
She's back.
Your girl is back.
She's back, and her time got cut short because they were running out of time.
When I was watching Raw, and I looked at my phone and I saw it was like 10:59. I'm like, why the fuck did you leave this so late?
So they didn't mean to.
I know they didn't mean to.
Yeah. So
but here's the thing, let it run over. Who cares?
Right.
You're leaving anyways.
So that's what happened. Like she was actually supposed to have more of an interaction with Liv.
Oh yeah.
There was supposed to be more there. What they did is when she got out there, the producers, everybody realized they didn't have much time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch it back, they tap her on the leg because she instantly has a look of like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here? And then she beelines into the ring.
Yeah.
They tapped her leg and were like, get in there.
Yeah.
So, and you saw she barely got in there to confront Dom, and then the screen went black, right?
Legit,
it went out.
Barely.
So that's what happened is they didn't leave enough time somehow.
They did not. And again, when I was looking at my phone, I'm like we all knew she was coming back.
Of course.
That night.
Yep.
I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, are they gonna have enough time to fucking
like, what
do
the fuck
this?
is happening? Like, yeah.
And that's why I loved it back in the day when it used to run over like 6, 7, 10 minutes, whatever. It was awesome. And now,
I will say though, I do like that sucked, but I like the direction it's headed because once it goes to Netflix,
it's gonna be awesome.
They're literally already doing it, which they're taking out the fucking PG rating, right? They're doing some more stuff like,
but they're blanking out
like
whenever the crowd says "Holy shit."
But they're
I
not,
hate that.
Right. So that's the networks. Once it goes to Netflix, well, and WWE was pissed off at Fox because they are awful at editing SmackDown.
Oh, it's terrible.
SmackDown, they literally black out the screen for half the show.
They do. It's ridiculous.
And
another reason why I don't want to watch SmackDown.
WWE's pissed.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking furious.
As they should be.
Now, I like the fact that they're headed in this direction, though, because we're going to get more Attitude Era type stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Out of Triple H writing for these other
I just don't want some of the foolishness of the Attitude
No.
Era, you know?
And I think
I want more real.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But not like bra and panties match every fucking week. You know?
Right.
I don't need that shit.
To me, I look at it as with Trips, with Paul Levesque, whatever you want to call him. I think with him, we're going to get the better stuff that you saw during the Attitude Era.
Okay.
With that kind of bullshit that Vince always wanted to see, sex sells, all it. Like,
which it did,
it did, and it kind of still does. But you could do the sex sells part in far as outfits go, which you've seen more riskier outfits with the female wrestlers, and you've seen riskier stuff, right? Riskier conversations. You don't have to go full on like bra and panties match.
That'll never happen.
Jello
again.
wrestling.
That'll never happen. Again.
It won't. And I think we're gonna get all the great parts of Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Without the bullshit.
Because now you actually have like legitimately good female wrestlers. Like
they actually are really good, right? Rhea's one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen.
And like the quicker this fucking
and Liv, I know you don't like Liv. She's a great wrestler,
dude. But her voice. Oh my god! Every time I hear her talk, I'm like, shut up, or just mute it.
She's hot too, by the way. But see, that's one I think she's very hot. And you don't. Teach their own. But
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but
yeah.
I don't think she's hot.
For me, I think
cute.
She's hot to me.
She's cute.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Maybe it's the character she plays too.
I don't know. I've never found her like, oh my god, never.
Now the one that I think we can agree on is Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah,
and she needs to come back. I really need her to come back and be part of this Wyatt Six. I need that. I need that Harley Quinn type character out of her again. You know what I mean? Like I need that has to come back.
I mean, I don't know how much time she has off for maternity leave or whatever, because she just had a kid not too long ago, right?
Well, the rumor is a while ago actually, but the rumor is she's close to coming back. I don't know how great. I don't know how spot on that rumor is, but she's gonna be coming back at some point soon.
Got it.
From what I understand.
Cool.
But yeah. All right. Now that we deviated and talked about that, anything else you want to get into?
No.
All right.
No, I think we're good.
Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all our podcasts at your favorite podcast provider. Check out SOTDET.com. Click on shop, buy some stuff. We'd appreciate it. Check out the website, SOTDET.com. On behalf of Chris, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Friday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No. Bye, buddy. No!
Goodbye.
No! Goodbye! No!
It's never goodbye.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Hey,
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I've ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.